Welcome back to the Wild Dirty South with Mimi Hendricks. Today I will be showing you guys how I made this amazing Sunday dinner. We had pot roast with gravy, we had mac and cheese, we had cornbread muffins, we had cabbage, and it was good. So let's get into it. Now, I didn't show this part, but I did clean my meat. I always clean my meat. We can't eat without cleaning the meat. So make sure you clean your meat and then season it. The exact seasoning for this recipe will be in my new cookbook coming out soon. But until it drops, you can use some salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, a little Slap Your Mama, I believe. I used the ranch packet just to elevate that flavor. And of course, some hot sauce, baby, because I'm from the South and we like it a little spicy. I also added a little bit of olive oil, so rubbing that flavor into the meat will be easier. And of course, the main ingredient is love. You got to rub with love. You got to cook with love. You got to do everything with love. Just like I added this seasoned meat to this hot cast iron skillet with what? With lots of love. Okay, and we're going to let it do its thing for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. We really just want to get a nice crust on that baby. Now, once that meat gets nice and ripe, we're going to go ahead and cut our veggies up. Every pot roast needs some good veggies to go into it, all right? In this case, I cut up some celery, I cut up some carrots, onions, bell pepper, all of the good things. Once our veggies are nice and prepped, we're going to go ahead and melt a little bit of butter, add a little garlic, and of course, we're going to add those veggies to the pan, and we're going to saute them until they get soft and ready to join that pot roast. Now, I don't know where y'all are from, but where I'm from, pot roasts are such a staple meal to eat on Sundays. When you a kid and you see your mama or your granny and they taking out that pot roast, your heart just get happy. I'm happy just showing y'all how I make my pot roast for my family, because one thing about it, Mimi's pot roast ain't nothing to play with. I wish y'all could taste the real thing, but you can't. So you're just gonna have to try it on your own. Anyway, let's get back to this recipe. We're gonna put those sauteed veggies into that pot roast pan, and yes, space is limited in this pot roast pan, but the flavor is still busting through the ceiling. Do y'all see this? Do you see it? Okay. Now let's go ahead and add some beef broth and a little bit of this browning. If you have red wine, you can use that as well. I did not have red wine at this time, but guess what? It's going to taste just as good. We're going to add our fresh herbs, then wrap her up in some aluminum foil and throw her in the oven at 325. We're going to cook her real nice and slow. In the meantime, we're going to get these turkey necks ready for our cabbage. As you can see, it's the same cast iron skillet. Ain't no shame in my game. I need all the flavor, okay? I need all the things. Throwing in some bell pepper, some onions, some garlic. Baby, one thing I know how to do is make some cabbage. I know how to make some cabbage. Like, people talk about my cabbage all the time. I wish I could experience it, but you can't. So make sure you cop that cookbook when it comes out so you can try it on your own. And of course, tell me how you like it. All right, so let's get into actually cutting this cabbage. I'm pretty sure we all know how to cut cabbage, right? Get the hard part out, use what you can, the good parts, the edible parts. Yeah, we doing all that. Now we're going to check back on these turkey necks. One thing about it, I love smoked turkey meat, but I especially love smoked turkey necks. To me, it is one of the most flavorful parts of the turkey. So we're going to remove these and we're going to slice them and cut them up later. In the meantime, we're going to get this cabbage on. It's been chopped, so we're going to add it to medium heat. We're going to flavor it, garlic powder, onion powder. This exact recipe will also be in my cookbook. Now, after adding half of that cabbage to a pot, I go ahead and add those veggies that was in that same pot as our smoked turkey, and then I add the rest of my cabbage on top of that. Like, I really like for my food to be seasoned, well seasoned, and very flavorful, okay? So I do everything I do for a reason. Back to these smoked turkey necks, I like to actually remove the meat from the bone and put it inside of the cabbage, obviously for a flavor boost. If you don't have the time or patience to do that, you can add these turkey necks in their whole. Me personally, I'm gonna remove it. And then I'm gonna put the bones in there too. I'm using everything personally, but that's just me. It can be a tedious process, I'm not gonna lie, but baby, I cook with love. I cook with lots and lots of love. So to me, it's nothing. I'll take my time. I'm gonna take my time with it and make sure it come out right. Once we've removed the meat from those turkey necks, we're going to go ahead and add it to the cabbage. And as you can see, these pieces of meat are going to go throughout the cabbage. Oh my God, it's going to be so good. I'm going to add a few more seasonings and a little bit of broth, and we're going to put the top on there and let it do its thing. Now, to me, I'm a visual person, so I always judge food by how it looks. And if you ask me, this looks effing delicious. And I'm not exaggerating when I tell you it tastes even better than it looks. It might taste even better if we being honest. Now let's get into this mac and cheese. I kid y'all not. I might tell you a joke, but I'll never tell you a lie. This mac and cheese just as busting as everything else. Now, while our macaroni's boiling, I like to peel the top back to that pot roast and go ahead and throw them potatoes in there because we halfway there now. All right, it's time to finish this thing up. It's time to wrap it up and add the rest of them potatoes and that onion pack. Give it a stir, put that aluminum foil back on and throw it back in, and let's get back to this mac. Personally, I can make mac and cheese 100 different ways. Today, instead of making a roux, I decided to use a can of cream and mushroom soup. And if you've never heard of it, this ain't nothing new. Our granny's been doing it for years, okay? Don't knock it till you try it. Also in this bowl, we have some butter. We have my salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, ground mustard, paprika. We have some heavy whipping cream, and I use both cube cheese and shredded cheese. Whew! See, this is why I need to go ahead and drop that cookbook, because I ain't got time to be listing ingredients like that. I can just say, go ahead to page 17. Everything is right there. I ain't about to be doing this every video. Then I forget something, and then you come to me. It didn't taste right. Well, if you had got the cookbook, everything would have been right there. All you had to do was read it. Okay. So anyway, yeah, that was mustard. For those who don't know, mustard is a great accent flavor and it cuts through fat. That tangy flavor complements the cheese. And if you don't use mustard in your mac, I'm telling you to start. Please, I'm begging you, you will see a difference. I also add just a little bit of Parmesan cheese because, like I said, I like for my flavors to pop. If you know me, you know. Sometimes I use eggs, sometimes I don't. Today, I did not feel like using eggs, so I didn't. At this point, look at it. You can tell that's about to be good. You can tell. The ancestor told me to add more heavy whipping cream, so that's exactly what I did. I do not question them. They tell me to jump, I say how high. That just comes with soul food. That comes with soul cooking. Like, I can't explain it. I usually don't use measurements, which is what's taken me so long to drop this cookbook. I go with my gut. I cook with my soul and I cook with my heart. And that's why it tastes so good. I'm trying to tell you. I understand some of y'all can't cook with your soul, though, so you need a cookbook. I get it. It's coming. Anyway, look at that. Do you see what I'm talking about? Creamy, cheesy, crispy at the top, juicy and creamy in the middle. Come on now. Get with it. That's it. That's all. I have nothing left to say. I ain't got nothing else to say to y'all. I'm going to go ahead and make this plate and get on out of here. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. It's no telling what I'm going to do next. I'll see y'all next time on the Wild Dirty South with Mimi Hendrix. Be safe and be blessed. That sounds like something my mama would say. Blessings. Oh shit, I'm still recording.